So in the previous session, we have discussed about dynamic SOQL queries, and we have discussed what exactly the dynamic SOQL query, how can we prepare dynamic SOQL queries in Apex programming, how to execute those queries by using database start query method, how to represent the results on the debug log file we have discussed in the previous session. Now today we'll see two more classes as part of SOQL queries. First one, for update class. Then what exactly the for update class and what is the use? Why should we go for update class in Apex programming? And how it works? Now let me explain. Now let's see. Let's come to a small scenario. For example, I have a Salesforce object. For example, I have a Salesforce object. It may be any object, standard, custom, anything, whatever it may be. Assume that let's take account object. For example, this is an account object. In this account object, I'm having few fields like account ID field, name field, industry field, and the annual revenue field. So these are the four fields are there inside my object. So now this is my account object. In this account object, I'm having these fields like ID field, name field, industry, annual revenue. These are the fields are available. I have an account object. In this account object, I'm having these four fields: ID, name, industry, and the annual revenue. These are the four fields are there. Now I'm storing some records inside this. Now I would like to store few records inside this object. First record ID, for example, 001 568899. Assume that this is the ID of the record. That already we know for each and every record Salesforce allocates one 18 characters alphanumerical number, that is record ID. So now I'm giving this ID over here. Name of the record is, for example, some Sandeep Kumar. Industry, some education. Annual revenue, some 42 lakhs. This is the first record. Second record 001 235544. Name is some Anil Kumar. He is the second customer. Industry is some finance. Annual revenue some 51 lakhs. Third record 001 556621. Name some Reddy Labs. He is the third customer. Industry manufacturing. Annual revenue 1 crore 41 lakhs. Fourth record 001 673490. Name is, for example, I'm indicating as some Tata Motors. Now, industry, I would like to specify manufacturing. Annual revenue 2 crores 41 lakhs. Last record 001 884631. Now the name is some Rakesh Kumar. Industry is some technology. Annual revenue some 56 lakhs. So these are the records are available here. Now I'm having this account object. In this account object, I'm having, okay, these are the 5 records. Clear up to this one? Now, in my organization, I'm having 2 users. I have 2 users are available. In my organization, we have 2 users are available. We are having 2 users. So now this is the first user, user 1. And we have one more user, user 2. 2 users are available here. He is the user 1. This username is some Ram Kumar. He may be a salesperson or anybody here. Second user, user 2. His name is some Kishore Kumar. So these are the 2 users are there. Inside my Salesforce arc, these are the 2 users, user 1 and the user 2. Now here in this case, let's see the scenario. Now, user 1 is trying to be updating this record. User 1 is trying to update this record. User 1 is updating this record. Okay. So now Ram Kumar is updating the record Reddy Labs. They may be updating some values. It may be industry also, name also, annual revenue, whatever it might be, they're trying to be updating some values inside that record. But at the same time, user 2 is trying to be deleting that record here. They're trying to deleting this record. They're trying to delete the record. That means what happened? Multiple users are trying to perform the different operations on the same record at the same time. Okay? Multiple users. It may be 2 users also, 3 also, 5 also, 10 also, whatever. Multiple people are trying to be performing different operations on the same record at the same time. Now, in operating system level, this kind of situation will be called as what? Concurrency, no? In operating system, this kind of situation will be called as what? No? Multiple people tries to perform different operations on the same record at the same time. Now this kind of situation will be called as deadlock. This is called as a deadlock situation here. That means what? My operating system or my software is unable to decide what operation needs to be done first. Either we have to perform the Ram Kumar's operation first or Kishore Kumar's operation first. The system can't able to decide. In this kind of scenario, the system will get hanged. The system can't respond to your request. It will take more time. Or sometimes application will get crashed. So now here in this case, when the multiple people are trying to be performing the different operations on the same record at the same time, this kind of situation will be called as a deadlock situation. So the system can't decide what operation needs to be get considered first. Either update operation needs to be considered or a delete operation needs to be considered. So now these kind of problems will be getting arise whenever we are having multiple users in my Salesforce R. So now to avoid this kind of deadlock situations, as part of these organizations, they have introduced a feature called as synchronization. As part of database, they have introduced a feature called as synchronization. They have introduced a feature called as synchronization. What do you mean by synchronization? Synchronous means what? Synchronous means sequential. Synchronous means sequential. That means one by one. That means instead of performing both the operations at the same time, so now let them perform one by one here. Let them perform one by one. Now, so now here don't allow both the people to perform the operations at the same time. Okay, let them allow one by one. So let's one person can complete the operation, then other person can use it over here. Now, in this case, how can we implement this synchronization? In order to implement this synchronization as part of database, they have introduced a feature called as locking mechanism. They have introduced a feature called as locking mechanism. So that here, once a user is trying to be performing some operations on the records, make a lock on that records here. Apply a lock on the record so that here other users can't access the record. So now, especially in terms of update operations, suppose whenever I'm updating the records, but if I'm changing some values, at the same time, if other person is trying to be getting this record, then he will get the old record. Because within few fraction of seconds, I'm going to be updating the records into the database. Right now, we have old values in the database. I'm trying to update some new values. In this meantime, if any other person is collecting the records from the database table, then they will get older data. In database, you will be having new data within few fraction of seconds. So that here, people will be get confused. So why I'm getting old data? Why database is having new data over there? So for that reason here, we need to inform to the people, boss, wait for some time, let me complete that operation. Already a person is updating the record, wait for some time, let him complete the operation. Once the records are updated, then we will collect the record, then we will get the latest data out. So for that reason here, whenever I'm performing some update operations on the records, make a lock on that record here. So once a lock has been applied on the record, then other people can't perform any other operations here. Then how long time this lock will be getting applied till my transaction is getting completed. Once my transaction is get completed, automatically lock will be getting released. Other people can access the data from their onwards. Okay, understood the concept over here? So now for that reason here, we are using the help of locking mechanism. Then how to apply the locks on the record? Whenever if you want to apply the locks on the record, then we are using the help of a feature called as for update class. We can use the help of for update class in order to apply the locks. We can use for update class. By using this for update class, we can apply the locks on the records over here. Now, then where we can use this kind of locking mechanism? In what kind of scenarios locking mechanism will be required? Now, let me explain. Now, let me show you one small general scenario so that you can understand. For example, assume that tomorrow I'm having a travel plan. Okay, tomorrow I'm having a travel plan from Hyderabad to Bangalore. So because of some personal work or because of a marriage occasion, I would like to go to Bangalore tomorrow. So I would like to reserve a ticket. So that here I would like to go with that bus. So many buses are running in this route. So bus is very convenient for me here. This is having some shortest route. So that here I want to go by a bus. So I would like to reserve a bus ticket to travel from Hyderabad to Bangalore tomorrow night. So now here I would like to go to that any one of the reservation applications. For example, we have Redbus application. I'm going to this Redbus application. I would like to travel from Hyderabad to Bangalore. So now from Hyderabad to Bangalore, I would like to go to that Bangalore, from Hyderabad to Bangalore tomorrow. That will be on 28th. So now here I would like to travel from Hyderabad to Bangalore, okay, tomorrow, okay, by the bus. Now click on search buses, which will be representing all the buses information which are running in this route. So now in this route, whatever the buses are running here, all the buses information will be getting visible in this particular route over here. So it is populating so many buses information. These are all other various buses are available here, which are running in this route. Now, for example, I would like to go with that. Okay, there is a bus travel called as Intercity Smart Bus. I want to go with this travel over here. Now, whenever if you want to go by this bus, we need to select the seats. We need to check whether seats are available or not. Now there are 34 seats are available over here. Now click on view seats. Now it is representing the seat chart, which will represent both lower deck, upper deck both. Now here there are some seats are available over here. This is the lower deck, this is the upper deck. Now I would like to go with this lower deck over here. I want to go with that first seat, that is, okay, left side, okay, second seat over here. Now there is a seat number over here, 2LA. Now, 2LA seat number here. Now here in this case here, now whenever I'm selecting a seat, automatically on this seat, a lock will be getting applied. Because not only myself, so many people are trying to be reserving this travel tickets. So there are some chances, not only myself, other people are also trying to be selecting this same seat. In this case, now tell me, if two persons are reserving for the same seat, then how these two people can travel with the same seat? It will be difficult. At the time of travel, both the people will fighting here. So now this kind of double entries we need to avoid. So two people can't select the same seat at a time. So that here we are going to be having that, okay, the locking mechanism. I want to apply the lock over here. Once the lock has been getting applied, other people can't choose this seat. Now, till what time? Till my travel, okay, reservation has been completed. For example, I'm selecting this one. Now, once the seat has been getting selected, they will be indicating some time. Okay, within that time, we need to complete my travel over here. Now, select your, okay, boarding point over here. For example, I'm selecting the boarding point from Amirpet. Now, the dropping point here. Dropping point, I would like to select that Kyarpuram or Matali is the best place. I want to go to that Matali over here. So now it is indicating this, okay, the boarding point time, and then it will be indicating the destination reaching time over here. Now proceed to book. Now, as soon as once you specify these details over here, proceed to book, it will ask you to specify the details over here. We need to provide our details also. Now we have given the details over there. Now click on proceed to book. Now I would like to go with that, okay, the insurance also for this travel. Now, once you are done with this one, then it will ask you to make the payment also over here. So from here, they have given the time. So now how much time they have given over here, let's see. A clock is running from there onwards. Your clock is running, okay, on this particular time here. So now to complete the travel over here, it is clock is running over here. Now they have given almost 8 minutes of time to me to complete my transaction. Within 8 minutes, I need to complete my transaction over here. Till that 8 minutes, lock will be applied on the seat. Once the 8 minutes are over, if you did not perform the transaction, if you did not completed, you were transferring the money, automatically lock will be getting released. Other people can choose the seat as well here. Okay, so now when you go to the travel management, they'll be indicating a clock also. It may be 8 minutes or 9 minutes. They will be giving the time. Within that time, we need to complete your reservation. So within the 8 minutes, if you're done, automatically seat will be getting confirmed for you. It will send the notification. Suppose if you did not make the payment over here, then automatically this particular ticket will be getting released and then your order will be getting cancelled over here. Okay? Understood the concept now? So that here the lock will be on holding status for 8 minutes of time. Within 8 minutes here, we need to complete this. So lock will be applied for this particular seat for 8 minutes of time. Okay? Understood the concept over here? Now. So now in this case, whenever we are reserving this kind of travel tickets, it may be movie tickets also, travel tickets also. In this kind of situations, locking mechanisms are very, very important. For that one here, so now Salesforce also has given an option for update class. So for update class is used to apply the locks on the card. Okay, understood the concept over here? Now, once the transaction get completed, automatically lock will be getting released. Then what is the maximum time of your transaction? Maximum time of a transaction is 10,000 milliseconds. 10,000 milliseconds. So now the maximum time of a transaction is 10,000 milliseconds. That means what here? How many seconds? 10 seconds. Within the 10 seconds here, you need to complete your transaction. Automatically, after the 10 seconds, Salesforce will be releasing the lock. Okay, that is a functionality that we have. Clear? Now, understood the concept now? What exactly for update class? Make a note of this one. This class is used to apply the locks on the records upon updating. Upon updating the record values, so that other people can't perform any operations on the records. Now, once the user's transaction is completed, then Salesforce will release the lock from the records. So other users can access the records. Now the syntax. We can specify SOQL query and for update. For example, list of account, LST accounts equals to select the ID of the account, name, rating, industry, annual revenue, phone and the fax, and the active status from account for update. Yes. Whatever the fields are available here, with this one, whatever the records we are collecting through this SQL query, on those records, lock will be applied. Remaining records will not be locked. Done with this? Next. The next class, offset class. So what do you mean by this offset class? What did you understood with this? Any guess? What exactly this offset class? What it will do? Where it will be used? Any guess? Skip the records, okay? Now, generally where we can use this kind of situations, in what situations we can use this offset class? Any scenarios? Any idea? Now, let me explain. For example, I'm going to my Salesforce app. I'm going to my Salesforce app. Now I'm going to Salesforce Classic. Switch it to Salesforce Classic. I'm going to my account object now. So now tell me in this account object, how many records are there? Select the list view option as all accounts. Click on go button. Now it will represent all the records over here. Total, how many number of records are available in this object now? "28 records are available. How many records are visible as of now here? 10 records. Why? Pagination. We have applied pagination feature over here. So we have indicated that don't display all the records available in the object at a time. Please split the records to various pages of size 10. So we have selected this page size by using this split list control here. Now it is representing only 10 records. Now here in this case, now tell me here. Now as soon as once you click on this next button, what records are visible? Next 10 means what, from where to where? 11 to 20. That means what? Whatever the first 10 records skipped. Okay, first 10 records has been skipped. Now, when I click on this next button, then from where to where? 21 to 30 here. That means first 20 records has been skipped. That means what? Whenever we are implementing this kind of pagination feature, upon implementing this kind of pagination feature, so now we need the help of offset class, where we need to skip some specific number of records from the result set. So initially, it will represent the records from starting over here. First 10 records are visible here. When I click on next button, next 10 records. When I click on next button again, next 10 records. Like that here, it will skip some specific number of records from the result set. In this case, if you want to implement this kind of functionality, if you want to skip some specific number of records from the result set, we can use the help of a class called as offset class. Okay, understood the concept over here? So offset class is used to implement the pagination. Implement the pagination where depends upon that button click, depends upon the navigation buttons, we can skip some specific number of records from the result set, so that we are using the help of offset class. Now let's see in this case here, for example. Now here we are using two classes most importantly here. First one, we are using limit class. We are using limit class. And we are using offset class. We are using offset class. These are the two classes we are using over here. As part of this pagination, we are using these two classes over here. Now tell me what is the limit class value now? What is the limit class value? 10. Okay, limit class value will be 10. Now, so now here right now this is at the first page. What is offset value now? How many records are skipped? Currently we are able to display what record? 0 to 1 to 10 record. That means 0 records are skipped. Nothing has been skipped over here. So offset is nothing but 0. Okay, fine. Next, when I click on this next button, what will happen? What records it will show? 11 to 20. Now, what is the limit value? 10. Same. Offset value? 10. Okay, next. When I click on next button again, then what records it will show? 21 to 30. Now, what is the limit value? Limit value 10. Same 10. Offset value 20. When I click on next button again, then what records? 31 to 40. What is the limit value here? 10. Offset value 30. Sorry. Now, because when I click on next button based on the page size, it will be entering into the next step. Okay. Now, so now here in this case, here we are having this limit value 10, offset value 30. Suppose, for example, when I click on the previous button here, when I click on the previous button, then what will happen? What is the value here? What records it will show? 21 to 30. Now, in this case here, what is the limit value? 10. Offset value is what? 20. Now, that means what we have observed, whenever once you click on this navigation buttons, now limit value will be always fixed. Offset value will be keep on changing, depends upon the navigation buttons. When you click on next navigation button, it will moving forward. Okay, when you click on the previous buttons, it will be coming back over here. So in this case here, whenever we are implementing pagination, two classes are most important. First one, limit class. Second one, offset class. Where limit class will be value will be always a fixed, and the offset value will be keep on changing, depends upon the navigation buttons which you have selected. Okay, understood the concept now? Now, in this case, if you want to skip some specific number of records from the result set, we are using the help of this offset class. Okay. Now make a note of this one. Offset class is used to skip the specified number of records from the result set. Offset class is used to skip the specified number of records from the result set. Now, both limit class and offset classes will be used while implementing the pagination. While implementing the pagination or paging. Now, while implementing paging feature, the limit value will be always fixed. But the offset value will get changed based on the navigation buttons. Based on the navigation buttons. Now, syntax. We can specify SOQL query, and then we can specify offset, then integer value. For example, offset 10, offset 25, offset 100. Like that, we can able to write that. Depends upon your requirement, we can specify this offset value. Done with this? Now, let's see how can we use this. Both the limit class and the offset class, how to use this, let me show you with practical use case. Let's take a small use case. Write an Apex program to fetch the account records from the object based on the specified limit and offset values at runtime. I want to pass these two values at runtime. Limit value, offset value, both I would like to pass at runtime here through with the help of parameters. With the help of these parameters, I would like to pass these two values at runtime. Both the limit value and the offset value, I would like to pass at runtime. Then how to pass these values? Now let's see. Done with this? Now let's see. Now let me prepare a small use case. I'm going back to my Lightning experience now. So let me go to the developer console. Now I'm opening my existing class, database helper. I'm preparing a method. Public static void get accounts by limit. I want to pass limit value and the offset value. Limit value will be of type what? Integer. Offset value? Integer. So we need to pass both the values. How many number of records to be written? How many number of records to be skipped? Both I would like to supply at runtime through parameters. So both will be of type numerical, that means integer. So I'm defining these methods with the two parameters of type integer here. Integer limit value, integer offset value. These are the two parameters over here. Now I would like to specify these values. How can we do that? Okay, now let's see with the practical. First of all, I would like to check if limit value is greater than 0. Greater than 0. There is some value over here. And or else simply we can specify limit value is greater than 0. Now I would like to specify this condition over here. If the limit value is greater than 0, then only I would like to write the query to get the data. Like for example, if I'm passing this limit value 0, then how many records you want me to return? If I'm indicating, if I'm passing limit value as 0, that means what? How many records you want me to return? 0 records. 0 records means what? Nothing. If you don't want to return any record, then why should we waste my SQL query? Why should we execute that query? For that reason, I'm checking the condition. If the SO, if the limit value is greater than 0, that means if it is 1, that means how many records you want me to return? 1 record. So we need to write SO keyword. So that's what here I'm adding the condition. If the limit value is greater than 0, then only I would like to execute my SQL query, or else unnecessarily I don't want to waste my SQL query. So that I'm fetching this data. Now, how can we do that? Now let's see. List of account. LST accounts equals to select the ID of the account, name, rating, industry, annual revenue, phone and the fax, customer priority, and the active status, from account. I want to specify the limit value. Limit, we need to specify the variable here. So that I'm indicating colon limit value. Now I'm passing this offset value here. Offset colon offset value. Okay. offset value. So now how many number of records you would like to return? How many number of records you want to skip? Both we can supply. Whatever the parameters you have specified, those parameter values you are indicating by using colon notation. Colon is nothing but dynamic assignment. It will be replacing this, substituting this variable value in this place. Now I would like to represent. If the collection is not empty, if LST accounts is not empty, then I would like to represent the records. For each and every account record, SEC record from LST accounts. Then I would like to show. I'm representing these records. Okay. Here I'm using this order by class also. Order by name. So now based on this name field, I am going to be arranging the records in alphabetical order in ascending format. Okay. Understood the concept now? Let's see. Now let me execute this method. Database helper dot. Now I would like to indicate get accounts by limit. I'm passing the limit value as 50. That means get 50 records. Offset value I'm giving 0. That means what? 1 to 50 records. Right. That means here don't skip any records here. Get the records from first record on. Now click on execute. So now whatever the records are available, those records will be getting returned. Once you select this debug only checkbox, now it is returning all the records whatever we have inside my Salesforce object. Because in my Salesforce object we are having 28 records, all the 28 records will be getting written up to maximum how many? 50 records. Now, so now we are able to get the records. Now my requirement is whatever the records are available in my object here, the first few records I want to skip, like Abhishek Kumar, Burlington Textile Corporation of America, data loader account 103, 104, 105, 7, 8, 9. I want to skip these records. How many records here? First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7, 8. I don't want this 8 records. Skip that first 8 records. Display the records from this record onwards, like as Dickinson PLC, Edge Communications, Express Logistics. Display only these records over. Clear? Then how can we skip these records? Now let's see. Now here just you can specify that offset value, that is what? 8. Now click on execute button. Select the debug only checkbox. Now it is returning the records from Dickinson PLC, Edge Communication, Express Logistics and Transport. Remaining records will be getting returned over. Okay, understood the concept here? Out of 28 records, first 8 records has been skipped. It is collecting the records from 9th record onwards. Remaining, how many records are available? 20 records are available. It will be returning those records. Clear? So this is how we can able to use the help of limit class and the offset class. When I click on next navigation button, it will collect the page size. It will be multiplying with that page number. It will place a value into that method over here automatically. That is the functionality they would like to do inside that internally. Okay. Make a note of this code. Done with this code? Now, clear? Now, so this is how we can able to write SOQL queries as part of Apex programming. With this one, we are done with the SOQL queries part. Next, the next one, DML statements that we'll see in tomorrow's session here. Almost at 6:30. So now DML statements we'll see in tomorrow's session. Don't miss that part. That is very, very important concept. Okay. Now, like as of now, we know how to insert the records inside the object. So now, once the record has been getting inserted, in future, what kind of other operations that we can do on the records? We can update the records, we can delete the records, we can restore the records, we can perform upsert operation, we can perform merge operation, we can do total 6 DML operations like insert, update, delete, upsert, and then merge, and then undelete. Total 6 DML operations. So 6 DML statements we have in Apex programming. As of now, we know only insert. Then what about the remaining 5? If you want to do that update operation, then we need SOQL query. To delete the record, we need SOQL query. To undelete the record, we need SOQL. To upsert the record, we need SOQL. To merge the records, we need SOQL. So SOQL is the base for remaining 5 DML operations. That's what here we have discussed only insert operation, remaining 5 operations are pending. So now we are going to be discussing from tomorrow onwards. Because we are done with this SOQL here, now from tomorrow we'll see the concept of DML statements. Don't miss this DML statements concept. That is most important feature. And after that, we'll see the concept of triggers. Okay. But do the practice on these features. Don't make the things pending. Okay. Now, thank you. Thank you all. Thank you all.